It's time once again for Lord Beerstro's Beer Blender! Woo! Take it away! The Lord himself. What is going on this week? Oh, he's muted. Great! Awesome! Perfect. Let's keep going. We can start over if you'd like.
So today...
Let's do it. All
errors
right.
are fun.
It's
So
us.
today...
Yes. Let me cut to it.
I had it in my head that for some reason chocolate and pumpkin go good together. So I'm interested to see if that's actually the case.
I don't think this is a good idea.
So I've got Sam Adams, their pumpkin ale, and then I've got Rogue's double chocolate. So I am interested to see how this turns out. Is anybody else?
No, not really. What is your opinion? Okay. What is your opinion of the beer?
I'm very interested.
I mean, I'm curious. Okay, well, I'm interested to see where it goes, but I'm not really interested in this blend. Like, where do you stand on these two beers? You know, separate.
And how long have these beers been in the back of your fridge?
A year.
They're sedated a bit.
Well aged. This I've never had before. I'm pretty sure I've never had this one before.
I've never
seen it. If I have, I don't remember it. So this is one of those beers that will come in a Sam Adams like multi-pack or like a mix pack that like a seasonal mix pack. At least for us. I mean, maybe it's available out east in like regular form, but this is just one of those beers that is, it's only available in like.
So it was a squash. It was a squash beer, and now it's a rotten squash beer.
Yeah.
Sure.
You've never had it. You still have three.
Maybe
of them
I have. No, so the way their mix packs work is, so maybe I have had it because they usually have. They'll either have like 2 or 4 like the main flavors, and then they'll just do 2 of like kind of the more one-offs. And I think this one they only had 2 of, so maybe I did have one.
Oh, so you only have 2. That's your last one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid. I was going to ask, like, hey man, I'd love to do one of those on the MDAB.
You know what? Maybe I did give you.
I haven't drank it. No, I never drank it.
Oh, okay. Then. Yeah, I'm not positive what happened to the other one. But...
Well, let's get to Kraken. Are we going to do a full 50-50, or are you going to do like one over the other?
Well, it's not going to be a 50-50 because this is
right.
12 ounce versus 16.
It's true.
And I kind of like that because I don't normally like pumpkin beer. So the idea of
chocolate pumpkin beer should be awesome.
No, yeah. I mean,
interesting.
Maybe we're finding one of those good blends to where this actually works and it actually makes the pumpkin beer tolerable at the very least.
That's a great pour on the pour cam there. You should move the pumpkin beer out of the way and move the other one in so I can.
How do you feel about pumpkin beers in general, Nick?
He doesn't.
I mean, Lord Beerstro.
I do not like them. There's only one that I actually like, and it's not even available in Oregon anymore.
Oh.
And it's an Imperial Pumpkin Ale, and it's from Southern Tier. It's called Pumpkin.
Pumpkin?
I think, you've talked about that before.
Yeah, it used to be available, but...
This is the same chocolate stout that you mixed with that god-awful peanut butter stout, right?
No, that was a Rogue Nitro.
Oh, okay.
Chocolate stout.
Is it as thick as it looks like on the screen?
What's that?
It looks
Rogue?
like syrup.
The chocolate
it's pretty tasty. That chocolate stout. It's good. I like it. I've had it before, but I think they did a kind of a fun job of that. It's not like a beer that you're going to drink a whole bunch of. It's like a beer that you'll have with like some type of meal or after a meal or something like that.
Remember angle pour.
Like an aperitif?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just
definitely
trying to...
We could do that in the main screen. The pour in the on your camera. We're still working through all these here. Yeah, I think
Main screen turn on.
This is a little science stuff. Look at all those
yeah, you
neutrons.
need to use as many of these vials and beakers as possible.
Thank God I put these in the dishwasher.
Uh-oh. Get a little head there. A little pre-cum. Little pumpkin pre-cum. You want to talk about pumpkin? You should have seen what I fucking dropped in the toilet just a few minutes ago.
Oh man, come on. Interesting. It looks more clear in that after you poured it again.
Not as hazy as the Himalayan snowman.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a lot of chocolate. Dilute. Oh, I like how the. You know what? You should try in the future. Because that's such a heavy beer that you could probably layer them.
Oh, do a black and tan?
Yeah, like kind of
pumpkin and chocolate stout. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the first mix. What was that? Not quite half and half. About half and half.
Probably a little more of the chocolate ale, but then again, no, it actually was almost half and half.
You should go half and half first. See what it tastes like. Let's see. That's about half and half. Let's see what you think of that.
Yeah, because there was 100 milliliters of the pumpkin ale, and it's just sitting. I mean, not counting the head, it's probably sitting at maybe 215 total.
Before you drink it, do you ever question like why we make you do this?
No,
we're totally forcing him to. His arm is behind his back. You know?
No, the idea is just to throw some beer together and see what works.
The last episode actually worked. Like Nick was actually pretty happy with the turnout of the chocolate and the peanut butter, which makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, totally. Like candy bar beer.
So we'll see if the pumpkin and the chocolate works.
I mean, wow, I can still smell the pumpkin.
Because it's rotten.
And the pumpkin spices. Yeah.
Rotten squash.
Well, I just made sure that I'm doing laundry this week.
I see that. Delicious, he says.
Mm. Oh, man, those pumpkin spices still cut through. But it's not the worst thing in the world.
What would
Are you
be?
going to try and dilute it down with a little more chocolate stout? See if maybe you can make it in mix that you actually like? Maybe like
that's what he does.
2 to 1?
Yeah, that's what he tries.
Yeah.
You're going to have to really crush. Here's the problem. We try to like get rid of both beers by the end of the show. He's going to have to really... I don't know what you're going to have to do with that. Maybe you should drink the pumpkin one just on its own, just to get a refresh your memory of how it was.
No, PTSD still sticks with me.
Yeah. Well, being an aged pumpkin beer, see if it's actually decent enough. Well, you're just going to retch anyways if you try to sample.
My goodness, that pumpkin just powers right through that.
Well, like let's doctor it up then.
Well, too much nutmeg.
Do you have like
or
a
something,
waste
huh?
pail so you can just toss these in if you don't want to finish it?
Well, hold on.
Listen.
I'm not saying it's entirely bad.
Flavors are one thing, but alcohol is always good, John. Jeez.
Well, no, I mean it's. I mean, I know it's fun to like sit here and shit on pumpkin beers because they are terrible, but
Jared likes pumpkin beers.
So, I mean, again, maybe a 6-pack a year.
The Elysian 12-pack of multi. Like
I'd
Elysian has
prefer
like
buying one 22-ounce bottle of that.
Elysian is like the only brewery. Elysian was like the only brewery with like 20 pumpkin beers.
Yeah, and they maximize it every year. It's like, here's your 12-pack mix pack. Oh, and there's other flavors in 6-packs. You know, it's wild how many they have.
It's like you got to lift it up.
I mean, I guess they're
Nick.
doing okay.
There we go.
They keep
give
doing
us the
it.
science. That's the science.
More
Nick, do you actually
chocolate stout.
write down the recipes once you find a good mix?
No, come on. What?
Memory,
No,
bruh.
they're forever enshrined on the internet.
Forever
The internet never
visually
forgets.
enshrined. Listen. When they start giving us money, we'll start writing them down.
Until then, it's just I look and I mean, first I just was grabbing stuff from a budget bin and just seeing what kind of shitty combinations I could throw together, and more often than not, everything just kind of canceled out and it just tasted like beer. I mean, you still had the smells from or the aromas from the individual beers, but more often than not, it was just yeah, they just essentially canceled each other out, and it just tasted like a big old batch of nothing.
But we're trying to
But
be artists. Like
yeah,
they blend wines, they blend
yeah.
these and those.
And like last week or the last one with the nitro peanut butter stout and the nitro chocolate porter, I mean, that was a pretty good find right there. I mean, that
So
one was a
I
little more
wasn't
obvious though, but
I wasn't there for that. Was it like a direct half and half, and you're like, "Hey, this is good," or did you have to experiment a little bit?
it wasn't a direct half and half because it was 12 ounce versus 16 ounce again.
Okay.
But
I think
and
there was
also I
more
was
chocolate
dealing with
overall because I think the peanut butter is pretty
yeah.
strong.
Yeah, the peanut butter was pretty potent, but I mean, I did like the ratio of having more chocolate beer versus the actual peanut butter, just
Yeah,
because of how
totally.
potent it was. But also, um, I think I pointed out when we did that both those beers were a little aged, just kind of like, I mean, what I'm doing right now is these are ideas that have been sitting on a shelf for a little while.
Got to get them out. Got to get them out.
You gotta
Yeah,
clear the shelf
and
out. Yeah.
yeah, really.
Gotcha.
No, and I'm very happy just to finally get to this, and maybe I prefer this format versus. I mean, I know Ian prefers this
Oh,
format versus
100%.
the previous one, but
How's this
but
version?
yeah, it's just
How's this concoction? More chocolate better?
I mean, ultimately,
It's just too pumpkin-y. He's
I
spending.
It
mean,
almost seems
he's
like maybe like 1 part pumpkin and 3 parts
yeah,
chocolate might be acceptable at best.
Splash of pumpkin.
a
I
splash.
mean, it's not so much the pumpkin itself, but just the spices that
Yeah,
they
the
put in it.
spices.
Yeah.
That's really what's coming through is the spice.
Coriander's the nemesis of the
Yeah,
Couch Co-op,
I guess
and
so.
Lord Beerstro.
Spices are awful in beer. Let's just be honest.
I mean, I'm not gonna entirely jump on board with that because there's some wonderful winter lager from Sam Adams sitting downstairs that like to get a crack at, but I know.
Yeah, I have to get used to winter beers because I miss winter beers being all like stouts and dark concoctions and stuff like that. It's like
Oh, I feel.
Now they're
winter ale.
IPAs.
I feel
No, it's
awful.
Winter
just
ales.
I disagree. I mean, I agree generally, but I disagree, and I feel awful that I wasn't able to get another 6-pack. But like I shared with John this, and I've told Nick this already, but we had that Breckenridge Winter Ale, and I thought that was
Yeah.
glorious.
Yeah, it was good.
I've never heard of the brand.
yeah, and it's not a yeah, it's one of those AB and Bev acquisitions that I don't know if it still is or not, or if that's one of the brands they sold off to that other company like Widmer and 10 Barrel. But
Breckenridge?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it was great, and I was there just before Christmas, and they still had like a bazillion 6-packs, and the day after Christmas, I went there, and they were all gone, and I was just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Yeah. So I was gonna get Nick a 6-pack of it because I knew he would have liked it, or we could have done it on the show. I think I would have been fun on the show, but I was really upset.
Well, yeah. And just to plug something else that Ian put out on YouTube, but when I went to the Canby Brewers Festival, I think there was a Breckenridge beer or two that I had that I got to shout out.
That's where I learned about him from Nick. Like from that Canby Brewfest, he was like on that episode that he talks about the beers. He was really talking highly about Breckenridge. So like that's the reason when I saw it, like I was looking for a beer for dinner I was having with John and his fiance, and we were gonna come over. So I was looking for beer, and I was like looking, and it's like, wow, well, it's winter time, and I'm not really big into winter ales in general. But then I saw right, yeah. And I saw that Breckenridge. It's like, well, Nick's a really big fan of that. I'll grab this. Fuck it, If I don't like it, I'll at least drink a couple, and I'll leave the rest with John. But like, I thought it was great. I'm not usually a big fan of them, but I thought, holy shit, like that beer needs to get more play, in my opinion. But
well, apparently it doesn't, because they sold out of it in a week.
Or people, maybe who knows. Anyway, we're not talking about Christmas beers. We're talking about pumpkin chocolate beers. Is this one going down easy right now? We good?
Yeah. When I threw some more chocolate beer into it, it kind of calmed down the spices kind of calmed down a little bit and kind of allowed the chocolate to come through a little bit. And
but is it good?
I mean,
would you drink?
I like it, but
would you ever do this again?
Yeah, I think I would. I'd like to try a different pumpkin beer, perhaps, but no, I mean, I'm not hating on it. The spices can become a little overwhelming at times, but
so what would you prefer, chocolate versus chocolate and pumpkin, or chocolate and peanut butter?
Oh, the peanut butter.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your question?
He's this week or last week?
Oh, chocolate and peanut butter all the way. But that's just, I mean, that was kind of an obvious choice.
I can't think of an example where chocolate and pumpkin, like pumpkin pie or anything like that's been mixed.
What if it was
like a
I don't know either.
Pumpkin
pie
I don't
or
know something?
why I got the idea in my head.
I have an idea though. Maybe this is in the future if we get another pumpkin beer. But like whipped cream is kind of or like you put vanilla ice cream with pumpkin pie. Maybe if you did like a vanilla, some kind of like vanilla cream ale, or something to that effect, like. What that would do, like that kind of mixture, if we start thinking about in those terms, because like I've never seen like a chocolate pumpkin thing before.
Yeah, and I don't know where I got the idea in my head that chocolate and pumpkin would go together, but for some reason I looked at it and like that seems like it might go good together, and
not pumpkin.
Here we are, and it's like
cucumber sour.
Yeah,
maybe, but I mean, it's like I'm still not completely turned off to the idea that they might work.
Well, I mean, they have pumpkin stouts, so there must be some chocolate or coffee-ness in there, right? I mean, you have pumpkin lattes, right?
Yeah.
So
your pumpkin spice latte.
What I was thinking,
pumpkin mocha would be more appropriate, but
they've probably done that. They've probably done that.
Yeah,
though, is what I'm saying.
Like a chocolate coffee stout or something like that. Something with like more flavor than like a smooth chocolatey flavor, because that Rogue chocolate stout is really smooth and easygoing, so it doesn't have much flavor to offer to counterbalance that pumpkin spice. So either like if you just want to go with a basic like really hoppy IPA or something like that to maybe dull down some of those pumpkin spices, maybe that would work. Or like a super heavy on the coffee chocolate stout maybe would bitter that down a bit. But that could be your problem, is that that chocolate stout is just too smooth, because it is kind of lacking on flavor when it comes to just straight up beer.
That's why you need so much more of it.
Maybe, and maybe that's kind of what. I mean, I don't want to say it works, but I mean, I can get through it and not be displeased by it.
Yeah.
I mean,
would you sell it on the shelf?
Probably not.
How about last week? Would you have sold on the shelf?
Absolutely, and I think brewers have already done something.
That. I think we Googled it and we did find some.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean,
chocolate peanut butter stouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and that one's kind of a little bit more obvious, like, duh, of course. But
Yeah, of course I want a candy bar on my beer.
right. But I mean, I thought pumpkin and chocolate was
whipped cream vodka and pumpkin ale. Hear me out, guys.
maybe.
Yeah. Go get some Pinnacle whipped and pour it in.
You're not wrong there, and that's probably like a lower key version of a peanut butter chocolate stout. But I don't know. I just thought the chocolate and pumpkin idea sounded good, and I thought it'd be worth a shot.
Let's see if there's any.
Is it
chocolate
or is
pumpkin?
That has to be interesting drinking from a really tall beaker.
It's fun. I'm not gonna lie.
So they have the combination has been done. So there's
What's
like
that?
there's well not beer wise, but like bakery wise, there is chocolate pumpkin cake. There's homemade pumpkin bars that are like a brownie, a pumpkin, brownie thing. There's a pumpkin chocolate cheesecake. So people believe these flavors go together.
Okay.
Reese's made Reese's peanut butter cups in the shapes of pumpkins.
Yeah, in shapes, yes.
Anyway, no, the flavors have been tested. So there are people that like the idea of it, which makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, chocolate mint, chocolate pumpkin, chocolate, peanut, yeah.
Okay,
I
but
could
I mean,
see,
maybe not.
but not beer wise.
But
I
maybe,
didn't see it beer wise.
but maybe not chocolate pumpkin pie, which I think that's the idea behind most pumpkin beers. It's like trying to emulate a pumpkin pie. Am I wrong in that thinking or no? I mean, it seems like the flavor and spice profile. I mean, I don't like pumpkin pie, and my mom also makes pumpkin rolls. Which,
All right, nope.
Oh,
I found one. Evil Genius.
Oh boy.
Trick or Treat chocolate pumpkin porter.
Huh.
Oh, and Big Blackjack Imperial chocolate. It's from Oakshire.
Oh.
So they've obviously a
right
Halloween.
Down the road in Eugene.
So it has been thought of. So we are not that far off. It has been.
Okay, well then, I don't know if I feel like I'm being a copycat or if it's nice knowing that there are like-minded people like myself.
Imperial.
Well, you can't copy something you don't know exists.
Yeah,
that's true.
I know, but I mean, it's yeah.
Big Blackjack Imperial chocolate pumpkin porter. They piloted it this last year. It was a pilot release. ABV of 7.8%. Pouring jet black with a dense cream head, the beer crosses the palate with a rich mouthfeel and gentle sweetness. Sweet pumpkin puree, organic cocoa nibs, dark chocolate buttons, and a special spice blend give this beer its classic pie character. Wow. Yeah.
Cool.
So I don't know how successful it was for them, but that's a pretty decent brewery. I've had some of their beers; they're pretty good.
What's the brewery called again?
Oakshire.
They're
out of Eugene.
Yeah.
There you go. We're just showing people how to do these brews at home with your own beers. You don't need to go buy these $100 craft brewery tall boys. You get like a 4-pack for $20. Just buy a Sam Adams and
buy 2 expensive beers and go for it. Yeah, you have to buy a 12-pack of Sam Adams. And
well, you can get those. You can get that Elysian 12-pack on discount because they keep those year round. Those have been in that Fred Meyer back closet for like the last 2 years because no one buys.
Well,
that shit.
yeah. If you go to the back of any grocery store right now, you'll see shopping carts upon shopping carts full
of Elysian
expired pumpkin beers.
Elysian pumpkin 12-pack combo.
Yes.
And just go find yourself a good chocolate stout that you really like, and you won't have to buy. I'm sorry, Oakshire. I'm not trying to take your money away, but I'm sure like the 4-pack of this Oakshire thing is like $20 or more, probably. Anyway, so there, it has been done. We're just doing beers. We're just showing the people, how you can do it.
Hey,
put a lab coat on. Play along. We'd love to see your videos. We'd love to see you guys make these beers at home.
Mm-hmm.
Play along.
Next, I think Nick needs to get one of those really long, like stirring sticks to stick down his.
Oh, and just kind of whip it, kind of mix it around, like a metal one,
to do something like
metal.
that.
Yeah, metal one because they're like the handle's kind of twisted or something like that, kind of weird.
I mean, John thought you were gonna mix it with your dick, so I mean, we could just mix it with your dick.
Wow. Not Discord.
He thought that's what the camera 5 was for. He didn't know that it had its own purpose.
Yeah, I just saw like some knees and thighs, and I'm like, "Where's this going?"
Going down,
John was getting thirsty.
He's been thirsty. He downed that blue moon pretty fast.
Well, I was already working on it.
Before pre-gaming.
Yeah.
So I'm on that Breckenridge website. Was it the Christmas ale that you guys were talking about?
I think so. That's their winter.
It says
ale.
Christmas on it.
Maybe I don't remember if it says.
Yeah. I went through a 6-pack of that. Does
it say winter ale on it though? Or is
malty, full-bodied winter warmer.
Is it
Christmas?
Do they have multiple
it's like 7.1.
No. I don't know.
Well, it's like 7.1.
But yeah, I went through a 6-pack of that stuff.
That shit's great.
Yeah.
The labeling was green.
It was green.
Yeah,
and
it's
red.
green and it says Christmas on it. Yeah, 7.1.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
So it's just
totally
Christmas ale.
Yeah. Well, it's a winter ale.
Yeah, that stuff's great.
Christmas ale.
Okay.
Whatever. It's like, it's not Christmas anymore. You got to pull it off the shelf and just give it to
and it's
their
from
employee.
Colorado.
They just give it to their employee. Yeah.
Leave it at
that's where
Christmas.
Breckenridge is, Jared.
I didn't know that.
Miletus is probably just traded it out for their spring stuff.
Breckenridge is one of the great snow capital, sports skiing.
Cool.
Anywho.
Oh, I didn't even know that there was a connection.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I think they're Colorado.
Yes.
Yep. Let's not have that conversation again. Okay. But yeah, awesome. You got through them all. Dishes are dirty.
Yeah.
The lab is done. Where are we are we rating? Oh, go ahead, John.
What was the mix? How many parts?
Who knows? Lots of chocolate, little parts
more
pumpkin.
chocolate.
More chocolate than pumpkin.
Yeah, more chocolate than pumpkin.
Mixed to your liking.
So
don't do 50-50.
Nick's like,
don't
just
do
watch
50-50.
the whole video. Just watch the whole video and you'll figure out.
I think Jared had it like 1 part pumpkin, 2 parts chocolate, or whatever he said.
Maybe,
but Nick doesn't like pumpkin beers or pumpkin pie or anything like that. So if you are to try it, maybe start half and half and work from there.
I mean, I started half and more close to half and half, and the pumpkin spices were just kind of like barreling through. I mean, it was just that's.
I have a
just
question.
What was there?
I have a question. Okay. Like, as you drink it, like you just pour it into the tall. I'm not sure what the tall flask is. I don't know if that's actually. It's a beaker, but I don't know if that's, not. Whatever it's actually called.
It's called something else.
Something tube. I think it's something tube or something.
Cylinder.
Maybe a cylinder. Anyway, when you pour it into that and then you drink it out because you're not really mixing it.
It's a granulated cylinder.
Okay. Does it? Obviously, the pumpkin beer is lighter, so like, does the pumpkin beer rise to the top and you get pumpkin at the top end, and then it gets chocolatier as you go down? Like, do we need to find a way to mix it? Like,
oh yeah, I was thinking one of the the espresso mixer thing or the foam mixer, for coffee, just like whips up the foam.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like really pumpkin at the front, but then as you drink through it, it gets more chocolatey at the bottom. Did you even notice that? Maybe not.
I did not.
I mean, your cheeks are a little rosy right now, so I don't know. I mean, you started drinking around 10 o'clock this morning or something? I'm not quite sure.
Why are you arguing with Lord Beerstro? These are very... There's calculations beyond our comprehension.
I'm going to pause. I'm going to cut
the important part about science is that you learn as you go.
Do I need to start a third Discord account so I can show you the whiteboard that I have going on with all the calculations?
You could just
you gotta do the math.
You should just put the whiteboard behind you and then just like point with a giant pointer.
Maybe the whiteboard doesn't exist. The whiteboard exists in my head.
I'm gonna overlay.
We need a camera in there, Nick.
You know that meme where the lady's like thinking all the thoughts. I'm just gonna overlay the thoughts.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do it.
But no, to answer your question, I didn't like on the 50-50 mix when it was like with the pumpkin spices were really potent. I didn't notice it as much. It seemed like the spices were just kind of constant throughout. But I mean, I really would like to. And that's why I always like when like the first time I tried it, I was kind of pouring them both at the same time to get like an even mix, and unfortunately it just created enormous head.
Something we all would just hate to have, you know.
Yes. I see where you're going with this. But yeah, I should probably have like some sort of stirring stick or something to make to properly mix, so we can properly science this thing.
Properly science it.
But
because this is a science, guys. The blending of beers is a science.
It is.
Yeah, I take no joy in this. I only. This is
your cheeks. Your cheeks show us that you take no joy in this by their rosy colors. That's clearly their anger, not their.
Yeah, I'm basically I'm containing my rage and the fact that I'm doing this for free.
Right.
I'm doing this for free for humanity. And
it's important. It is.
Yes, and I don't feel I'm getting the proper
I will say
love
this.
and respect from the masses.
Well, you're going to get respect from me.
That's why. Well, I understand.
No, I'm going to tell you this. No, I'm going to tell you this. This is our 5th episode of this series, and I will be breaking it out of the Couch Co-op Presents, and it will get its own playlist moving forward. So, like, it'll be all the other Couch Co-op Presents stuff will go to the wayside and get hidden, and then Lord Beerstro will have its own full front, all the episodes, only it, focused on the website.
That's what John was hoping for. Full frontal.
Full frontal, just like giant cock from the knees. So,
it's like Jesus. Is that a worm? What's going on?
Jesus has got nothing to do with it.
Heard up.
He's about wine. He's not into beer.
Yeah, we have the Lord over here.
He's not into beer and thick dick.
I mean, look at Jared's water. It's not wine, so clearly he doesn't care.
Yeah,
about us over here. All right,
hanging out on a pile of rocks.
Any final thoughts, Beerstro, as we wrap this episode up? Were we doing?
I don't hate this combination actually.
Like your second favorite? I don't really remember the early days of the.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to go find those on YouTube somewhere under Milkman Pictures.
No, but but I'm asking you, like, we should start you rating them and then like move them down. So I would think that the chocolate peanut butter's at the top. This one would be kind of second, and then we can start moving. Like, oh, is this better than that one? No, yes, no. You know what I mean? So we start rating them.
No, okay, gotcha. Kind of, but it's. I don't like. Kind of like those rating systems, especially if something's gonna be like because
I guess is it better than is it better
you look
than
at the
last
past
one?
with rose color? No, it's not. It absolutely is not, but it shouldn't be, just because chocolate and peanut butter. I mean, that's just
right.
I mean,
natural. It's meant to be.
It's right. I mean, that on paper.
I would eat it off of paper.
But maybe in the future we do some kind of chocolate and cherry mixture, let's say, just hypothetically, and people would think that would be better than the chocolate and pumpkin one, but you decide that no, it's worse than the chocolate pumpkin one, so you would rate it below the chocolate and pumpkin one.
No, I understand, but I mean, I'm thinking of it more of like trying. And maybe this is where we need to maybe document it more.
Maybe
and giving more free work.
You can do whatever you want to do, Nick.
But no, it's just the idea that you kind of look back on stuff with rose-colored glasses, and maybe you think stuff is better than it actually was. I mean, obviously, chocolate peanut butter is one thing, but I mean, chocolate and pumpkin. Maybe I hated it a little bit more now, but when I go to compare it to something else, maybe it's like I like it a lot more. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's kind of a lot of silly politics.
We can always revisit it too, because like here's the thing: right? There's a lot of breweries that make chocolate stouts and pumpkin ales.
Right.
These are totally two beers of only that mixture. Like we are saying in the show to go ahead and do this, but we're only mixing it with these two. We could make a better blend with different beers, maybe, or we can make a worse blend with different beers. You know what I'm saying?
And make a pumpkin spice mocha.
Right. You know, it's. You know, these two beers blended together are pretty good. Maybe if you take the Elysian pumpkin beers, it's fucking awful.
So take an espresso stout with the pumpkin beer and a chocolate stout as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Need
3 beers.
And I guess that's the other thing. It's like, jeez. I mean, different beers are going to yield different results. I mean, a different pumpkin ale with a different chocolate beer
100%
might not have.
Definitely.
Maybe we can make a better chocolate peanut butter beer. With
maybe we can. Hey, we got connections at Trapdoor. Let's go.
Anyway, but yeah, but I'm just saying right now, like we should do a simple kind of rating. Like this one's good. Right. This is not that good. This goes to the bottom of the list. This one goes to the top of the list because we should find a way. These episodes have been us kind of working through this new system that we're creating. This idea, and I think we should kind of come up with an idea of like, oh, this is better than last, whatever.
I mean, it's not a system or idea; it's a scientific method.
I know exactly, and that's what we're doing right now. The scientific method. Everything's just science. This video is science. Anyway,
so as I would rate this, clearly not the chocolate pumpkin thing. I'd probably give it like a good mid.
A good mid.
Yeah, right here. I mean,
a good Himalayan snowman, you'd say.
Right. I mean, maybe doesn't work. It doesn't necessarily work at a 50-50 mix, but you. It's
one part to 4 parts, John. See how that works out.
That may be the actual mix.
That may be.
It could be. Maybe that might be the best one.
It's all science because we're coding this. Absolutely. We're coding the answers into Couch Co-op. So like whatever the science is, it's coded into the other. So you have to watch both to figure out the recipe. So I think in the future there should be a collaboration. When he finds one that he thinks really works, it should be a Couch Co-op episode. Oh wow, a crossover.
Yeah, crossover.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
Jared's making more work for you.
Yeah, we can do episode mixology.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
We can see how that goes. We'll talk. Let's get
Couch Co-opology.
Maybe when Lord Beerstro hits 50 episodes, then we'll do an anniversary episode. And
shit, let's see if Lord Beerstro gets 50 views.
Collectively, you've gotten 50 views.
Oh.
Nice. Not per episode, but like collectively. Totally.
Thanks, Mom, and thanks, JPK's mom.
Anyway, let's wrap this up. All right. Lord Beerstro, you can find your show on youtube.com/milkmanpictures, and currently it's in the Couch Co-op Presents, but it will, after this episode airs, it will be on its own playlist, so everyone will be able to go there and see it.
Congratulations, Lord Beerstro.
Yeah. And do you have any idea what we're doing next time on the show, or not yet?
I do not. I do not have.
Well, then it's a secret
going forward.
It's a secret, and so there you go. All right, let's get out of here. So I don't know. I don't know. You need like a tagline or something like "Class is out, motherfuckers," or "Science is scienced." You got scienced.
Dismissed.